Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to the Full-Time Fans React Show. I'm your host, the Gov, waiting on Coxie to join us, and you, the fans. That's right, it is your chance to have your say. Live link, live chat, get involved, and let me know how you're feeling this evening. Disappointing afternoon all around. What can we say? We'll try and pick the bones apart on that one, but before we do, as always, your support is invaluable to the platform. First of all, your contribution through active participation is always needed through the live chat, through clicking the link. Then all YouTube super chats are read out. So if you've got something you want to say, use the super chat or support us through Ko-Fi. And of course, become a member on YouTube. And hit the like button. Hit that like button right now. One like equals your disappointment times 100. So if you're really disappointed, hit the like button. If you're happy about losing, then maybe you don't want to press the like button. I don't know, but welcome back, Cox. Hope you're well. I'm going to read a few comments out, and then we'll get into the thoughts. Link is in the chat for those that want to share what they feel following today's disappointment. And it was disappointment, and it is disappointment. We've got Rob Holmes, 2 games against Bolton where our defence never turned up. Lackluster today. Mike D, it's like home game. Andy, the players just look short of ability and confidence again. Mike D, to top it off, Norwich are about to win too. Oh, for fuck's sake, Rafa, what are you doing, son? He's the next manager sack, surely. Rafa, don't you think?
This should go.
Guy can't buy a win. This is why managers should never manage both sets of rival teams. Lambert with Ipswich Norwich, Rafa with Liverpool, because it just ends up hurting your credibility with both. Mike D, to be fair, it was an awful keeping error for the first and an awful error for the second. Bolton just poor as us, should have been 0-0 really. EJ Norris, bad game for us all. The pitch not good enough. Simon I will speak for us all when I read this. I need a fucking beer. Paul Mays, nearly as bad as Charlton or Ray. Rob Smith came out. Seriously, children, the answer to your problems is not in a beer, but it might help. Rob Smith came out. We've learnt a lot from this, and we'll get it right. No need to panic. Matt Stannard, what an awful performance. Not sure anyone would be getting above a 4. Mike D, it's one defeat, and it's a long journey, as the track says at the end of this show. Came out. We'll learn. Lloyd, new YouTube member Lloyd. Well, that was rubbish. Matt Stannard, I feel let down, Gov. Yeah, I feel a little bit let down as well, but we'll get into that in a second. Loving these comments. Keep them coming and get yourself on the show. All you need is a smartphone or a tablet to get on the show. I mean, if Coxie can do it, anyone can do it. Isn't that right, Coxie?
This is true, yeah.
Absolutely. Mark O'Brien, forget short-term loans. We have a plan for another season in Division 1. So, how did you see it? How did you hear it? What are you thinking? It's a disappointment afternoon, Coxie. Lay it all down for us.
Yeah, it is disappointing. We were on a high. We thought, here we go again. Well, it's hopefully going to be good in some way. At least McKenna can now see what his size like when they go behind him. But just to go what Alex Matthews said, I wouldn't say Bolton were the better side, but they're certainly one of the most dangerous, and they won.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to George Nunn, designer George, at about just before their first goal. And I was saying this because we were saying how, George, I'm sure, won't mind me sharing. He was saying how he thinks it's a Cookish performance, a Paul Cook type performance. We've not been great. We've not been good, blah, blah, blah. And I said, actually, do you know what? This is a fairly decent away performance so far. We're still in the game. We're matching them for work rate. 15, 20 minutes left to go. Let's
in the second half,
how it pans out. Then they scored, and as Mike D says, keep an error, whatever it might be. I think he slips. I don't know. And they score. It was almost a good performance. We kept ourselves in the game, and then not only did we go behind, we then just completely fell apart. And we couldn't find each other with the ball. We couldn't find movement. It seemed like it was just a terrible 10-minute period. And then George Edmondson, Afalayan has completely done him. Just completely read him like a 1, 2, 3 Pictionary book that my son's got. Absolutely ABC'd it. It was easy for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was reminiscence of when Bond done the Sheffield Wednesday keeper, but I don't know what a mistake. He's been our rock, our fridge, but today somebody pulled the plug out on the fridge and left the door open.
Look, bumps in the road are going to happen. A shadow of a doubt. It's going to be an uphill battle to make those playoffs. We knew that already. This is a bump. You've got an 8-game period where you can draw or get beat. Probably 3 defeats you can afford. You didn't want a defeat to Bolton, but it's happened. It now just makes one of those games later on, like a Rotherham or a Wigan, even bigger potentially, which is a struggle. But it's a bump in the road. Do you feel, before we bring some people in, do you feel actually that the way they responded post half-time was good? The way McKenna got them in, sorted them out, changed formation. I think he went to a 4-2-2-2 just after half-time. It looked like we were playing that way. Do you feel that McKenna did his part of the bargain today and the players ultimately let him down?
Yeah, he did. He did change it, to be fair. We were actually getting shots away in that second half and we were sort of pressing the press. But then, I'd say, yes, he did. He changed it. He didn't sort of think, well, this is my idea. This is 4-2-3-1 and I'm not going to diverge from that. And he did change it a wee bit. Yeah, he did try to tinker. So, yeah.
Neil Perks. No town manager ever won 3 consecutive games. Nope, and they still haven't. Paul Mays. Agree, Marcus. Evans was all round awful again today. Lee one-speed Evans. I wonder if he still blocked Cruncher on Twitter. We'll ask him when he comes on. Danny Allen. Bakayoko would be a decent signing for us. Kev Sher. Imagine blocking the patron saint of tickets, Coxie. It's like blocking Mother Teresa, isn't it?
The ticket giver, the Maundy money giver, yes.
It's like
waking never give me any bloody tickets. I don't know about you.
I don't fucking want them playing like that. Kev Sherwood, we by far look at the team more likely to score, and they've done us again. McKenna will have learnt a lot today. Keep the faith. Still 8 points. Ashley Barton. Shame, because our other results weren't too bad. Matt Stannard. Hey, Neil Perks. Hope you're okay. That's their first 3 games, I think it is. Terry. We had 9 coins second half. That should have been at least a goal, but it just wasn't. Yeah, but Wolfenden, either side of the keeper, Coxie, by the sounds of it. And we're back in the game almost instantly.
Absolutely, yeah. He did. No, he done everything right except for, like I said, either side. That's a goal. Game on.
Absolutely. Lots of comments coming in. Keep them coming. I will try and get through as many as I possibly can. We love them. But if you want to make sure they're on the screen, YouTube, super chat it. Because honestly, lots are coming in. So keep them coming. But Wes Burns, this man's signing of the summer last year, as he said last night. Well, did he show up today, Cruncher? Where was Mr. Burns?
I don't think he was the only one, Martin. We can't just go signalling out one player. Well, wasn't that the most Ipswich result ever? We're all on a high. We won 2 games. Yeah. And then we come
opposition that won for 5 games, Ipswich Town, yeah.
The funny thing is, Coxie, I thought we started all right for the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then they were the better side. We were probably the better side when...
Duncan Ferrer with the
50 quid.
50, nice,
wow.
Duncan.
Bloody hell.
Duncan, you've made my day. Week, month and year.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrer.
So, we're eating tonight, girl.
Well, you're probably on top, weren't we, Martin? When they scored the first goal, we were probably getting on top there. I thought, we just bought Selena. Come on, we made a couple of changes, and then the goalkeeper's had a stinker, and I don't know what he's done. I don't know where he's going the wrong way. It wasn't a deflection. It didn't look like the ball moved.
He slipped. He did slip.
Well, maybe, but he's palmed it straight out, and then obviously the second goal.
Why are they the first to react to it? Donatian today again was just very poor for me. Again, he's slow to react. He's poor with the ball.
No one got over it. It was over a 6 rule. No one was at it, were they? They just looked lethargic. Credit to Bolton.
As Cruncher said, Gully wasn't the only one.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't the only one, but we'll get through all of them in the next half an hour. I am absolutely positively sure on that. But about Burns, Crunch, it's not the first time he's not sort of shown up away from home or been a consistent performer. And when he doesn't perform, we don't perform.
No, I agree with you there. I do agree. He's a massive part of our team, and they snuffed him out, didn't they? I thought him and Penny were both poor. They never got past, never got a cross in. Bon and Norwood huffed and puffed. Norwood got his customary booking for gobbing off, and then he was taken off, but he didn't really show up.
Only Norwood could get fouled and then get booked for gobbing off. £1.79 from Lewis Robinson. Thank you. Although the comment, I'm not quite sure I agree with. Then Charlotte would have kept the clean sheet. Aaron Lee Barrett would have saved that.
Like I said to the fisherman, that every defeat now, Martin's going to hurt a little bit more because of them first 7 games. And this is why defeats to Bolton. They've done the double over us. This is why we won't make the playoffs. People saying, "Yeah, we'll make the playoffs. We're only 8 points." We're not consistent. We follow up one decent performance last week when, let's face it, Gillingham were absolutely shit, weren't they? There's no getting away from that. They were really poor. They just give us all the time in the world and we pass around them. And today, Bolton pressed us in the first half and we didn't really know what to do, did we? We played too slow. It was a lot of sideways and backwards passing. And I looked at the possession stats there at the end. I think we had 61%, Coxie, but it was possession going nowhere that we've done before under previous managers.
Yeah, if possession wins your games, we would have been in the Premier League years ago.
I disagree with the sentiment. That's why you won't make the playoff. I mean, I think it's still a lot of football left to play to determine that. It just hurts you because, as I've said, I think I've worked out. You need
to beat teams like Bolton, Gov, if you're going to make the playoffs.
You do, because you've got 3 or 4 games in which you can afford to get beat. No more than that. You don't want it against the Bolton, because that when you play your Rotherham, your Wigan, your Wednesday, you've got to get one of those over the line, or possibly even 2 now. So it does hurt you in many different ways. But
we've got a game next week at home, which we should get 3 points. Really, we should get straight back on the horse, and then it's AFC Wimbledon on the Tuesday. So we need 6 points out of them 2 games, and then we go to Hillsborough, don't we? So we need to start another run. You've got to get back-to-back wins again, and then hopefully the next time we can get 3 on the bounce. But today there wasn't a lot different really from what we've seen before McKenna come in. And look, he's only been here a month, 6 weeks. So let's not go too much overboard. But I thought today we didn't deserve anything. We didn't deserve anything out of the game. I can't sit here and say that we deserved anything. I thought we were really poor.
I disagree with that. I think a point would have been fair. Honestly, I do.
But if you don't make mistakes, you get that point. But we've made 2 errors.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, absolutely.
Football's a game of errors. We've said it before, Martin. Football's a game of errors. If we didn't make no mistakes, it's going to be a pretty drab 0-0. We'll be sitting here thinking, we're disappointed, but we've taken a point. And we've made 2 bad errors. They scored 2 goals. They didn't really threaten a lot, did they, really? And what disappointed me was their keeper. You've got a young keeper there, and we didn't put him under any pressure the whole game. No. That corner showed. How many corners did we have second half? Stick it right under that bar. Stick it under the bar, Gov, Put him under pressure. And the one time that we did, it was nearly a goal. But they didn't do enough of that.
Well, then let's talk about your man, Lee Evans. Obviously, the set piece taker there. Did he do enough today? Was he good enough?
Not really.
Is he good enough?
Not really. I don't think. Look, he's played football for Wales. He's an international footballer. He's played for Wigan, Sheffield United, but he doesn't do enough. He doesn't do enough for me, Gov. He doesn't really take the game by the scruff of the neck. He's playing and spraying all these passes to Hollywood balls, but he doesn't really do it for me. I'll be honest, he doesn't do it for me. I was disappointed because I thought pre-season, when we got him in, I thought, he's a decent signing. But what about you, Coxie? What do you think to Lee Evans?
Well, I agree. He's had a few good games, but most of he's not stood out for us. He hasn't really.
Kev Sherwood, I have to take the dog along first off Beach Cruncher. If I see anyone fishing, do you want me to ask if they've bought any fish cakes?
Well, actually, the other day, Kev, I went and I had scampi and Gov was still moaning at me.
Oh, fucking, what are you, 12? Scampi's for kids, mate. Scampi's for kids that can't quite stomach the fish.
Listen to matey up there, old fucking Gordon Ramsay.
Mr. Haddock.
It's like chicken nuggets. It's like, fuck, get in the bin. Get in the bin. Get in the bin. Chris Boyd, who was it that said repeatedly our consistency is our inconsistency? Well, that was Mr. Cook. Matt Stannard, Evans should be dropped for next match. Worst game he's had. Was it the worst game he's had? Was it that bad?
Worse for me.
He's had worse games than that.
Yeah,
he has.
Yeah, he wasn't the worst on it.
I don't know. I just think he's one speed. So one speed. He can't quicken it up for the life of him, can he?
I thought we were all sort of pretty pedestrian today across the pitch. We didn't move that ball quick enough. They liven up a little bit when Selena comes on, and I know Matt Phillips said, "Nah, get rid of him." Don't be silly. He's a match winner, Mark. He's a match winner, and if he's fit, he should be in the starting 11. Oh, I think.
And if Afa Lyon's on the bench for Bolton, I'll go and buy him. Frank Greaves, Aluko is the only player who looked like doing anything today. Cruncher talking about corners. We are shocking at them regards how many we get. Need to work on these big timers, lesser teams to make them count. Do you think before I let you go, so I know you've got your dinner in a second. Do you think we miss Burns when Burns isn't on his game because we haven't got another Burns type player within the squad? You know, Selena's very intricate, but we've not got somebody with pace to burn who likes to beat a man and can really hurt fullbacks in that manner.
But then we never got behind them today, did we? Anywhere.
No,
it was all in front. It was all in front of them, Martin. You know how we played, and we never got round the sides, and we never put any good crosses. I know you can say Norwood and Bond didn't. They didn't have a lot to feed off today. They were Bond needs Burns to get down. Look how many goals he's got from when Burns when we played Bolton at home. You know, he roasted the fullback, laid it on the plate for him, but he didn't do it today. But we can't sit here and just say, Wes Burns didn't have a very good game. We didn't play.
No.
Everyone else has to raise their game. Everyone else has to raise their game. You know, Edmondson was poor. Wolfenden in the first half was sloppy. You know, Wolfenden should have scored the header. You know, that's probably the best chance we had in that game. Evans, it was a decent ball from the corner that's come out.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, he scores a goal and he puts it straight at the goalkeeper. But there's no one on there. I'd like to see when I look at Andy Warren's ratings in the East Anglian who he gives man of the match to, because I'm sitting here and thinking you were all bang average today, and they were, and that is why we're probably walking away with nothing. And Bolton, they've lost 5 on the spin, I think, Martin. They ain't won since was it October? They said they haven't won. There's 4 new signings in, 4 new signings in the team. It's probably given them a bit of a lift. And I'm not saying it's an easy place to go. What is it called now? The University of Bolton Stadium. It's always called the Reebok, Coxie, isn't it, really? Let's call it the Reebok.
Yeah, well,
it's not an easy place to go, but it's the place to go if we want to be, if we're honest and we want to get in them playoffs, we need to be going to these grounds and winning. And it's another nail in the coffin today. And the fishermen, but it's Bolton. It's a tough game when they're playing at home. Yeah, but Mike, you're telling me that we're going to make the playoffs. So we can't afford many more slip-ups. Like you said the other week, Gov, that line is getting shorter and shorter for
another £5 from Duncan. What a legend that Duncan is! Duncan's had one of the pools
in the cash, isn't he?
Rich, what's for your lunch? Dinner.
I was going to ask him that.
I don't know. My missus are cooking, mate. I've come in here because you said
you fucking sexist pig. Get yourself in the kitchen crunch.
I can still stay. I haven't been called yet. I'll stay for a little bit longer.
I'll bring Matty in. Matty. Last time you were here, we was talking about Ashton. Norwood's come back as a side since then. Things have changed, but sadly, some things stay the same. Inconsistency is the consistency. How have you seen it?
Yeah, it's a cycle, isn't it? It's a new one, excitement, disappointment. But no, I think it's different this time. I think today it was a real masterclass from Abbott. I think he really nullified us playing the 3-5-2. I think they usually play 4-2-3-1, right? I think.
Yes, they do.
And today, the 3-5-2, their 2 wing backs just completely destroyed Penny and Burns, in my opinion. Got super high up, kept them pressed. Penny didn't get forward at all. Burns looked knackered about 60 minutes in, I thought. Disappointing. It could have gone either way if we got a nick off the corner or something and scored the first goal. But yeah, it does have a bit of that sour taste, doesn't it? After all of that excitement, and you just feel like it's ready for lift off, and then it's just deflation. Yeah. But yeah.
You get swept away in that momentum, and then suddenly you come crashing back to earth. I asked Coxie earlier, is it a case that the players let McKenna down, or did McKenna not do enough at half-time or through the game to tweak it? Which one, from your perspective, is it? Because obviously last time we played Bolton, it was a tactical masterclass, and Cookie had no answers for it.
Yeah, well, I think actually that he made some tweaks at half time. We were starting to get into the game, but they just got that first goal. It could have gone either way. I think to be fair to McKenna, he did make the changes needed. I think we looked very good when Selena came on. We switched the shape to, I think it was more 3-4-3.
We played better than that. We played better, didn't we? We would have, like I said earlier before you come on, we were the better side when Selena came on.
Yeah.
But then we've gone and given them a poor goal, haven't we, really?
2 poor goals.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing about Selena, like, whatever anyone thinks about him, I think he would always be the best impact sub in the league, in my opinion. When you need a goal, he changes game. He should be in terms of quality, in terms of how he's been. But you can see today he just made things tick a little bit, and unfortunately it went the other way. But I mean, yeah, it could have gone either way. It's just disappointing, even if we got the draw, that would be 6 games unbeaten. I think 5 games unbeaten. It would have been over 2 points a game under McKenna, unbeaten under McKenna. It really would have kept things going. But yeah, those 2 games really left a sour taste in the mouth, unfortunately.
20 games left, 60 points left to get. What are we saying?
Do you guys know if Oxford ended up losing in the end? Because they were losing last I checked.
They did. Yes, they did.
They did. Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely collapsing, aren't they? So that's the only chance. I think MK picked up a win, which is not ideal.
They did. MK Dons won, yep. So the league table, we're currently in 11th on 35. 5th place is MK Dons, played 26, same game as us. They're on 46. Plymouth are in 6th, played a game less than us. They're on 43.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is, we could have been sitting here 5 points tonight if we'd have got that win. And that's how it is, Matt. It's small margins, isn't it? It's buts and maybes.
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, the first 7 games, like that Morecambe game, the Cheltenham game, the Cambridge game, for goodness sake, the Cambridge game, and we were 2 up and we threw that away. That's a point, if not, should have been 3 points that we should have on the board. And to be honest, I mean, if we take a step back, when McKenna came in, we said if we have any chance, we need 2 points a game. At the moment, 3 games, 6 points, 2 points a game. So if we take a step back and look at it, there's still room for optimism, but we needed a win today, and yeah, it's not ideal at all.
Frank, playoffs, having a laugh, even though not mathematically out the equation, all about McKenna seeing who he needs to get rid of and get in, which builds on the back of what Lewis has said here, Matty. A couple played themselves out of the team and potentially made McKenna's mind up. Do you think that as well?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Penny, for example, is he's had a chance under McKenna to show that he can play this new style as the sort of bombing fullback. First couple of games he was decent, but today when he was against a tricky fullback, he just completely flopped for me. Unfortunately, I thought Aluko was actually decent. He didn't have much support around the pitch really. Norwood and Bond for me today weren't great. I've been happy to see Norwood come back and do well, but there was nothing today from those two. Like barely any flick-ons or anything. But yeah, I mean, the only good thing about losing games is we can see the weakness and hopefully get someone in before the window shuts. That's the only positive, really.
Right, I've got to go. Me dinner.
See you later, Rich. Enjoy your dinner. Where are the weaknesses for you from today's performance? Before I bring in the chairman of the James Norrie Appreciation Society, Lee Anderson, where are the weaknesses off today and off the season so far that you feel McKenna and Ashton should be wheeling and dealing in the market?
It's difficult. It's difficult because it seems like each week there's a different area. Like bizarrely today, I thought Wolfenden and Edmondson were weak, and actually, obviously, Edmondson's been for me the player of the season so far. So I can't really criticise Edmondson too much, but he looked a bit flustered. I mean, that was just ridiculous from him. I mean, Affeline was offside. If he let Affeline collect the ball when the ball came over, it would have been offside. Yep. If he put the ball out for a throw in, it's a throw in. If he cleared it, he cleared it. But for some reason, I don't know why we've got to do that. And he tries to be clever, and it's unfortunate because 9 times out of 10 it comes off, and we're all saying how classy it is. But the time it doesn't, unfortunately, ends up in a goal, kills the game, and the chance of leaving a point is gone. So I'd say today the weakness was Edmondson. Penny as well was just completely impotent down that left. Burns unfortunately looked knackered after about 45-50. So I don't really know where you go. I don't know where you go. Probably the left side for me is the main area.
Left side for yourself, Lee. How about yourself? Where's weak within the squad? Where needs improvements?
Well, it's a bit hard to say because you're taking one game in isolation today, aren't we? And I think we got stifled in midfield a bit, perhaps, and we didn't really get going. We didn't pass the ball through midfield. Where do we improve? I don't know. I suppose Penny is the scapegoat, perhaps. I think it's just the shape and that today. We've got to, if you look at all 3 games as a group, as a group of games, I think we've done okay, but obviously not as well today. But I just think today, like in midfield, maybe we need somebody that's a little bit different to Morsey and Evans. Maybe just something a bit, because they're both sideways, not quite so dynamic, perhaps, as what you want. I mean, Aluko was squeezed today, wasn't he? Couldn't really get on the ball and turn and run. So when you've got that, you end up passing sideways.
Yeah.
So in terms of strengthening the squad, if I'm being honest, I'll go back to what Crunch said before. Do we really need anybody? Do we? Our teams that we're playing, are all their players better than ours? I don't think so. And I think today, I was like you, Gav, what you said earlier, for like the first goal, it was a typical away day performance. Sometimes you grind it out. They stifled us in midfield. We were grinding it out. I thought, do you know what? We might catch a goal on the break, or I just felt the goals that were going to come were going to be scrappy. It was 2 teams that were cancelling each other out. It was sort of a tactical battle, and I just feel that it was obviously us that succumbed. It was almost a bit like the Sunderland game, apart from we weren't on top so much. All of a sudden, we've just conceded 2 goals. Now, the first goal was offside. He's offside, unless there's somebody off the screen that I saw that was playing him on, but he's offside. The second goal, when the ball's played forward he's off, the guy's offside, and then it's still the same phase. My understanding of the game is, and I stand to be corrected, is that when the offside player runs towards the ball, he becomes active and he's offside. He's offside. So both goals for me are offside. Now that doesn't. I'm not saying that it's sour grapes and I'm going against the performance and everything, but when you're away from home, you need things to go for you a little bit, perhaps. And we didn't do enough today to win the game, but I think we could have rolled off. I think a 0-0 was probably on the cards, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. A 0-0 would have been a fair result, and all nicking it 1-0. That's what I truly felt the way the game was going. I thought we'd just matched their performance level, and we were in it. For an away performance against the team fighting for their lives. They had a couple of new debuts. There were only 3 points at the time above the relegation zone. They're fighting just as hard as we are. So I felt we'd matched them, Matty. Got ourselves back in the game through a few tactical tweaks, which were nice. We changed the way we were shaped. And then we just had a mental fart. We've collapsed at the wrong moment.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing. When you're starting to get back into the game and we're starting to build some momentum and you can see that really frustrating goal, it just completely deflates everything. All of that momentum going forward to get the winner or to hold out for the draw is just completely sapped. And I mean, to be honest, it was a really, really strong tactical performance from Bolton. Really strong. Yeah. I think that can't be understated because, this guy, McKenna, has come in on his first game with a team in complete disarray, and he's got the win against Wickham in his first game. And in the second game, he's battered Gillingham. And so for Abbott to come in 18th place and do that and make us look like, I would say, tactically the weaker team is, they do deserve credit for that. And I think they're a much stronger team than the league table currently shows, as we know as a team that's, stronger than the table shows for us. But yeah, it's just that whole thing about building momentum and heading towards that, getting that winner or holding towards, pushing towards a point, and then just a stupid mistake, a deflection. And I think, I don't know if you guys saw the first goal, but when Bolton went to dive to the right, he kind of slipped, and it looked like a shot that he should have really collected. He should have collected it. If he was positioned and he didn't slip, he would have probably just collected it, and he wouldn't have spilled it. But as a result of the slip, he had to dive back and spill it. And whether he was offside or not, he may well have been, but it probably shouldn't have been spilled. And it's just that bit of luck or bit of lack thereof just killed all the momentum, really. Yeah,
I thought he'd slipped for sure. Let's get a few comments. We've got Mike D. Everett did a job on us today. We didn't know how to open them up. Matt Stannard says, really good point. Again, from Mr. Stannard, has Walton gone now? Well, yes, we're led to believe that the 7-day grace period expires after Bolton. So technically, as things stand, as I'm led to believe with it, if we were playing tomorrow, but we're playing on Tuesday, it's going to be Hladky in between the sticks unless things are worked out or change. Duncan Farrow, 9 corners. Ashley Smith, crunch, glad my boy wasn't there. Simon Walt, surely Walton should be screaming at the fridge for the second goal. Maybe his head wasn't there today. Mike D. Harper could have worked today. He's a little bit more unpredictable, more athletic than Morvans, which obviously means Morsey and Evans there. Matt Stannard, that's what I thought, Lee, but then the fridge touched it. But that's where I bow down to your expert understanding regarding the 2 offsides goals. The good doctor sounds to me like we were lethargic, disjointed, off the pace across the board. Bolton had done their homework, stuck to it. To lose a bit unfortunate, but c'est la vie. Look, don't confuse me, Zach, with some French in there. Look, I'm not going to. I struggle with the basic concept of English. Even a point would have been fair enough. 7 points off. Still think this was completely winnable. How is Barcelona, Matty? Before I let you go.
Great, thanks. Yeah.
Good.
Getting
Are you
better
fluent
at
in the Spanish?
No, not quite. I came here with not much. I study here and I learn English. So I'm getting better. But the football's getting better at Barcelona as well. So hopefully, 2022 for Ipswich and Barca, upwards trajectory, hopefully.
Look at this, man. Love it. Matty, good luck with it all. Hope to speak to you soon.
Cheers, guys. Speak to you soon.
Look after yourself. Great to hear from him.
Spanish words. Aguila, San Miguel. What else do you need to know?
Hola.
Hola. Buenas noches or whatever.
Well, at least say hello to them.
Aguila and San Miguel. What else?
Well, there isn't much else, but you
did. Por favor. That's it. Is that it?
Oh no, I don't want a bill. I don't want to pay.
No.
I don't want to
pay.
Just
beer.
Just beer. Yeah. Beer until we forget to pay. Matt, the only thing I can say in Spanish is my dad is a fireman.
Always come in handy.
Always comes in handy. Rob Smith, Fraser not included again. Maybe he's off to Swansea. We said this last week though, and obviously nothing's come. I just think he's not in the 18 due to the sheer quality. Joe Piggott's an issue for me, Lee, before I bring in Yatesy, because he's not getting a look in when we're winning, when we're losing, when we're drawing, just not getting a single sniff of an opportunity to show that he could be a credible third or even second striker at this football club at the moment.
Yeah, I think what's happened is Norwood's come in and he's jumped over him, hasn't he, in the pecking order. And obviously, had Norwood not been fit, maybe when McGreal was, changed the formation, then he would have got his chance. But I don't think it. I think the substitution was probably right today, perhaps, that it didn't need another striker because the shape needed changing, didn't it? We weren't feeding the front two. So to take Norwood off and bring Selena on in his place, that you could see the difference. You're trying to change it a bit up top, aren't you? But I can go back to Piggott when I first saw him in that friendly against Crystal Palace, and I came on here live. Well, obviously live, but after the game, the friendly, and he looked decent to me, and I said that, I think, and Piggott was an upgrade on what we've had previously in terms of the other strikers, and he's not getting a look in. And strikers are judged on their goals, obviously, and maybe their performances. But if you're not on the pitch, you can't be judged, can you? And it's really difficult. But it didn't need for a change of striker today. It didn't need that. So it did last week. We were 4-0 up. 3-0 up. And we changed the top two. That makes sense. But Piggott I think that's the squad, isn't it? That we've got. Piggott his record says that we're better than that, or he's better than that, to be sitting on the bench at a team that is sitting 11th in League One.
Possibly, he might get looking against his old club Tuesday against AFC Wimbledon.
Well, I think there's goals. There's definitely goals in him. But I just wonder with McKenna now, the way you change the shape towards the end, whether or not we'll see one back up top again. I just wonder. I wonder if it's one up top with a bit of craft, a bit more craft and goal behind. Who knows? We shall see. But I think he's gone 3-5-2 at the moment because that's what was in place when he arrived, and that was doing the job. But again, you can tweak that formation. He's clever enough to know what to do in terms of the shape and what to change. But What's that in front of you, mate? Oh, it's your hand. Oh, look at that.
That's my hand, and that's my boy. I'm just trying to move it so my boy isn't scoffing his face across.
No, that's fine, mate. Get him on.
The interwebs. He wants to be on.
He talks more sense than crunchy. I mean, let's be
honest. That's not hard, though, is it? Let's be honest. But Match of the Smash says not in the 18 because of the quality, and he's got loads of laughy emojis. But to be fair to Fraser, look at him on the bench. You've got Hladky, obviously a goalkeeper, Burgess a defender, Vincent Young a defender. So you're looking to put Fraser ahead of either Carroll, Chaplin, Selena, or Piggott. So there is. You may not think there's quality there, Match of the Smash, but that is in League One. That's a quality bench with Fraser, Harper, and co still to come into it. But maybe we're not rotating enough. Maybe we're not using the nucleus of our playing squad to its full potential. I don't know. I'll give it a go. I can pick it a go. Tuesday. Bond was awful today, which kind of feeds back into what I was just saying there, really, I suppose, about using the squad, because Bond hasn't been at it for a while. He's worked himself back into it recently, but through those periods of not being at it, we've not seen Piggott. When maybe we should have seen Piggott in those moments, because you've got a player who scored 20 plus goals last year. Yatesy, are you there? Whoa, where is he? In an aeroplane? Good God. Blew me away. Yatesy, if you're driving, I'm sorry, brother, but all I'm getting is like you're in an air tunnel. It's not good. It's not good. I'll bring in Felix. Felix, what happened? You promised me a win, Felix. Felix, it wasn't that bad.
He's at the other end of the airplane.
There he is.
Absolute mile up. Hello.
Hello, mate. Hello. You promised me a win. Tell me what went wrong. Why am I not sat here celebrating a win? Curtis and Felix probably in the same wind tunnel by the look of it. Felix, come back into me when you are able to hear me, I guess. I'll try Ben. Ben. Hello, Ben. Oh, hello. You are there. I mean, it springs into life. Someone put the Duracell batteries in, Ben. Christ's sake. Ben,
he's got a higher hairline than me.
He's got a higher line than our back four today.
He's only 21.
Leave him alone.
Let's go in, mate.
What went wrong today?
Everything. Like
everything? Well, not everything. No, I thought for 70 minutes, 75 minutes, we were in the game.
Yeah. I think we were. But then defensive mistakes. Walton, whether he slipped or he just couldn't be bothered to save it, who knows? But
well, I'm pretty sure he could be bothered to save it, Ben. It's not playing in a local park, you know. He's like, oh, I might get dirty. My mum don't like me clothes getting muddy. I might not die for that one. Yeah, I think he meant, you know, he tried to save it, Ben.
Yeah. Where was our so-called defenders to stop the goal? And first,
well, that's exactly what I said.
Was Kieran Lee.
Kieran Lee has got a great. I know I can't get that. That's a tongue twister. He's got a great record against us.
Yeah, well,
he's the modern day David Nugent.
It's just, well, I mean Nugent. I mean, don't get me started on that. But yeah, I mean that's just how it goes. No matter who scores the goals, does it? I mean that happens. You know, we've got players of the past that have scored goals against other teams, haven't we? But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can look into that too much, can you? About who scores them? I mean, as I say, they're both offside, weren't they? But yeah, I mean, sometimes just players just have this knack of scoring.
Lee, they weren't both offside.
They were both offside. They were both offside.
No, I'm disagreeing with you there.
VAR would have definitely ruled out the first one, and the second one, as soon as he runs towards the ball and puts Edmondson under pressure, he's offside because he was offside when the ball was played forward. That's just.
But Edmondson touched the ball, so.
Oh no, not at the point when he passed the ball back, because you can't be offside from back pass. I get that, but the point
and the first one,
the first stage of the play, yeah.
And the first,
when he's running towards the ball, he's active.
The first one, he's not offside either. But he's not offside for the first one either. He's not offside for the first one. No, he's level with Danassian. No, he's level with Danassian. He's just faster in to react.
No, I just my gut feeling was he was offside. If he's not, I mean, at the end of the day, as I said before, it's not sour grapes about it. You know, it's just what I thought. But overall performance, they didn't really do enough, did they? I don't think, to beat us. It was just it won a 2-0 game, but there we go. You ride it, and we carry on and move forward with what we've got. And again, we need 2 points a game. We've got 2 points a game so far. Don't get too high if you win. Don't get too low if you lose.
Yeah. But that's boring, Lee. That's boring for YouTube content.
Well, that's quite. Well, it might well be boring, but it's
be outraged,
it's what it has to be. If you're in the
be outraged.
No, I mean you're saying that from the bloody Cobbold stand, mate. I mean, Craigie, you can't get too high. You not break a bloody hip if you got too excited.
Can't get too high because the PA system rocks us back. Anyway, right,
well, that's true. That's true.
We've had not only Town today have had a wobble, the platforms had a wobble with guests. So we're going to try again with Felix in just a moment. But first of all, I'm getting slightly ahead of myself with Wimbledon. It's not Tuesday, it's the following Tuesday. I keep thinking for some reason it's this Tuesday, but it's not. Our fixtures are Stanley, Wimbledon, then Wednesday. As I'm led to read it on this screen. Yes, right. We've got Simon Wall. Got excited, thought the Lincoln game was rearranged. Neil Perks didn't realize we were playing Tuesday. We're not. I had a wobble. Kel, don't complain about Norwood and Bond. They didn't get any support today. Nathan's on the coach on the way home. Nathan, safe journey. I hope you get home safe and in good time. Sorry, the boys didn't show up for you today. Rob Smith, is it too early for Ashton and Kieran McLean to start planning for League One again next year? Simon Wall, excuse me, Lee. I'm the cobbled massive. Go on, Simon. You tell him. Shawnee D, it's never a good day when Norwich. No, that just means you need 2 beers tonight. One to get over the Town result. One to get over the fact that Rafa Benitez couldn't buy a win at Everton. Felix, are you there? Felix, this is the mothership calling.
I saw that coming from him.
That's good.
Felix has obviously decided he can't come on tonight's show because before the game, he was telling us all, Winnie Coxey, it's going to be a guaranteed win. Never been so confident in his life. Yep. All of this different jazz. And now he's like, I'm going to come, but I'm not going to come on the show because, I'm a bit embarrassed. It's okay, Felix. We've all been there. Trust me, I've been. Can
I just say one thing on Edmonton? I was chatting to the guy sitting next to me last home game, and he had I think he made a rick then, and he just.
Well, hang on, Lee. Were you talking to them, or were they actually participating in that conversation? Were you just talking at them?
I just talk at them, and he just agrees. Poor old boy.
I thought that'd be the case.
Poor fella.
Anyway, carry on.
He does come back, and the people around.
Where do you
start
sit?
Listening.
Where do you sit?
So like three games ago, I said Edmondson, he's a baller. We'll do well to keep him. Obviously, we will, and he is. But I just think the last 2 or 3 games, it just feels like he's got a bit too assured. I wouldn't say cocky, but he's made the odd rick in the last 3 games. You go back, the odd header that has. I think there was one of the last home game, definitely, and I can't for the life of me remember exactly what it was. But he's had a couple of errors that have crept into his game the last couple of games, and that showed today. And I think that was almost sort of waiting to happen. So hopefully that will sort him out, because in the end, maybe the 2-0 didn't make too much of a difference. But he's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but just every game he's just tried to overplay it or not. And when you're making decisions, you've just really got to get them right. But I just think that's happened with him. Well, and I just want to say that had that been someone like Nsiala, we'd all be in meltdown, or not all of us.
Well,
some people would be in meltdown with him.
The difference is there. The difference is there, Lee. George Edmondson has built up enough credit in the bank to withdraw.
Oh, he's built a bit. He has, but
Toto didn't really. And let's be fair, Toto and Nolo came in under Paul Hurst, and everything under Paul Hurst has been tarnished. Everything. So you had to be really good to survive that era, if you like. And none of them have been. Let's be honest. None of them have been. So I hear you. But what I will say is a more cynical person, this is a more cynical person now, not me, you understand, would say less coffee time, more football time to George Edmondson.
No, I don't agree with that.
No, you're paid to play football, not paid to host coffee. That's what I'm a more cynical personally, not me. A more cynical person.
Well, if that more cynical person wants to come on here and have a debate about it, I'll have a debate with them about any player.
I'll speak for them, Lee. I'll speak for them.
Yeah, you know, players play football. They come up, they train for a couple of hours a day, whatever it is. They play the games. They have a life outside. I think the camaraderie. I mean, I think that's key. I love Coffee Club. I think that's great. It just shows.
They all played bad today, didn't they? They all played poorly today. Norwood played poorly. Edmondson played poorly. And Burgess, probably, he didn't play, but if he would have done, he probably would have played poorly. So this week's Coffee Club was cursed.
No. He asked 2 questions for 7.5 minutes. If we're going to talk about
I don't watch them. I don't watch. But is that it?
No, you don't watch them.
2 questions in 7 minutes.
He asked 2 questions in 7 minutes. Yeah. Because Norwood was talking about his time with well, I can't remember what the 2 questions were now, but I think.
Oh well, you watched it in great detail.
There was about who have you got on your phone? Someone famous, and then I think Norwood was talking about the time when he went to go in to see Ed Sheeran and they wouldn't let him in. So he was talking about that. But these things happen off the pitch all the time. Footballers aren't playing football 7/24, are they? They're not. You know, they're not at the ground all the time. They've got lives to lead as well. They're just in a privileged position where they only have to probably work for about 3 hours a day and get handsomely paid for it.
I don't want my players having lives. This is news to me, Lee. Coxie, stop the I don't want them having lives. Get on that training pitch, get the floodlights on, get working 24/7.
Eat, live, and breathe football. They should be, yeah.
Eat, live, breathe, and shit football. That's what you need to be doing.
No, you get burnout. You get burnout, then you. Come on.
You do. I'm joking.
Come on. You're being mischievous.
I am for the purposes. I am purposely. I am. Look. Let's do a couple of match ratings, shall we? Christian Walton. What's you looking like that for?
Hey?
Is he? You're right, Lee. You looking at me as if I've just said
something
no. Completely alien.
Match ratings. I'm trying to think. I'm racking my brain to think. What the hell am I going to say? That was all.
Yeah, but I thought I'd said something. I was like,
no.
I'm sure.
No.
And he
I
said,
have to sit close because I can't hear.
I'm sure my brain said match ratings, but my mouth gets away with it sometimes. Gavin Law says coffee club in the bin. Get out there training. Simon Ward, rather than being coffee club, than being in the Greyhound with the fans. Norman Greenwald, coach with so key performance. Look at the change in England team. Yes, I am joking, people. It was a more cynical fan, not me. Surely Nolan is hiding in the coach's dressing room, says Rob Smith. Possibly, don't know. Emmy, she's gone there. Anyway, Christian Walton, out of 10, what would you give him?
Me or Coxie?
You. Sorry.
6.
6.
He made a great save. He made a great save first half.
He did. But that was almost as long as he takes to throw the fucking ball out that.
But he did have one kick.
Almost.
He did have one kick. A couple of kicks where he played it over the top of the defender and out to a Donasian, where he dropped a couple of balls over. But yeah, his distribution has always been slow. That's something that's always been a bugbear of mine, that we need to, when we turn the ball over or get the ball back, we need to try to attack a bit quicker. And I think McGreal tried to do that at Charlton, but that didn't really work. Nope. I think 6 for me.
All right. I'll take Donasian. He's got a 5 from me. Didn't think he was at it at all today. Slow to react for their first. Poor with the ball. Not the Donasian. More the Donasian we were seeing before the Donasians of this year. You know what I mean? Like we've seen a different Donasian this year. That was more Hirsch level of Donasian. Coxie, I'm going to give you George Edmondson.
George Edmondson. It was his worst game in the Town shirt today for whatever reason. He wasn't at. He made more than one mistake. Obviously, the biggest one we're going to think about is the one what led to the goal. It's debatable whether it should have been offside. So I'm going to give him a generous 5.
5. Luke Wolfenden, Lee. Tale of two halves for Luke, for me.
Yeah. Out of the three centre backs, he was probably the best. So if Coxie scored at 5, you'd have to give him a 6 because he was better than the rest.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. I'm going to take Evans 4, pedestrian, predictable, one-dimensional. 4. Morsey, Coxey.
Did you say 4?
Yeah, 4. Didn't rate him at all. Didn't rate him at all.
Morsey.
Well, tell me a couple of things that Evans did well today. Set pieces were bad. He had a couple of efforts on goal from memory, but his set pieces were bad. His ball in the box was bad. His passes were too predictable, and he had 1 speed. What did he do well today?
Was he at fault for both goals? What did he do any worse than, say, Danassian?
Well, he didn't, but I gave Danassian a 5.
He didn't. I mean, he set up. I don't know. I don't think he's a 4. He's not.
Ben's gone for a 3.
Yeah, well, I don't worry about Ben.
Well, Ben was the first to say Penny.
He's not a 3 or a 4. He's one of the scapegoats. Him and Penny are the new scapegoats.
I hate that term.
They are the scapegoats.
That's my goat.
They're outnumbered in midfield today. They really pressed 4 in midfield against the 2 and the 3 with Aluko. If Evans is a 4, then Aluko's a 2. And he's not a 2, is he? Or a 3? Come on.
Because Aluko got on the ball and tried to make things happen.
Well, Evans is trying to move the ball about as well. That's his game. But him and Morsey were playing together. 4's a no. I don't think a 4 because had the Walton mistake and the mistake by Edmondson, we would have been talking a different game. We'd have been saying, we gritted out.
Big Granad Will should be a BMX.
No, none of the goals were his fault. You can't
upgrade from a bike.
The people that made mistakes.
Yeah. So she said, "Don't call me a bike." So I was going to call her a BMX. Getting around those rules. A scooter, yeah.
An e-scooter.
Christopher Martin says Aluko play considerably better than Evans today, Gov. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. It's Lee. You got to tell Lee, Christopher. No, I'm with you, Christopher. I think you're right. Penny's got a -1 from Nathan King. Did we do Penny, Cox? Did we miss Penny off?
No, I was just about to do.
Did we literally forget him the same because he was that MIA today?
I don't know. I was talking about Morsey and then something happened there.
So who do you want, Penny or Morsey? Who do you want?
I'd say Morsey. Another one of our players who went missing today. Chalk and cheese from last week. I don't actually recall him getting mentioned first half. He did get mentioned a few times second half, but a 5 for me.
5. Okay, Penny for yourself then, Lee. You see, now that's the Lee Evans thought process.
Yeah, well, you've just put me on the spot. I don't think he had his best game today, no. And there was times where I think the ball was put out by Edmondson and he didn't bomb on like he did for the Bond goal in midweek. So I would say he's a 5.
5. Colin is in the VIP area eating his fucking dinner. Look at that. Colin, what are you doing?
He wants to get on about Penny. You've mentioned Penny in his ear, isn't he?
He's sat here, mate. Look, he's eating his dinner. Colin, I can't put you on while you're eating your grub, mate. What are you doing? It's not a restaurant.
Vanita, she's done all that work.
This is not a restaurant, Colin. You can't just come and sit down with your dinner, It's
going to start doing restaurant reviews, talking town restaurant reviews with Colin.
Can I just say, my dinner got called 5 minutes ago, but unlike Crunch, I'm sitting here on the pod. And Crunch has gone for his tea, and my tea's sitting down.
Sexist pig.
Enjoy your dinner, Lee. We appreciate it. Thank you ever so much. Colin, what have you got for dinner?
I've got a lovely curry tonight.
A Ruby Murray.
Bit of naan bread. Yeah, lovely.
Show us it, Colin. Show us your curry. Oh, your curry, Colin. Not you. I don't want to see you. I'm seeing everything but the curry so far.
Oh, what we're doing there?
No. The curry, Colin. Show me the curry.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. That is
chicken
stunning. Curry. Is it chicken?
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'll bet half of it, so I've got half of it to go. But
I'll let you finish it. I'll let you finish it.
No, you're not interrupting me at all. I want to talk.
Colin.
Yeah.
Go,
right.
Colin.
The floor is yours, Colin.
It's so hot, it will keep hot till 7 o'clock. Right, where are we going to start, Gov? You asked me a question.
7? It's 10 to 6. What is she putting it? What is she putting it? Dynamite?
I need my lemon today, I'll tell you. What was I going to say? So you asked me a question, Gov, and I'll answer it.
Go on, him.
You asked me a question.
Can we make the playoffs?
Yeah. I'm not giving that up. And to be honest with you, you know, I can't understand. I really can't understand. I understand what people say about, like, you know, they're despondent tonight and this, that, and the other. But you know, you've got to look at that game today in the context that, were they much better than us? No. Like Rich said quite rightly earlier on, you know, we started the game first 10, 15 minutes quite well, I thought. We didn't really end the first half that well, but I thought of Luco. I mean, people were saying about Luco today. I thought of Luco because I was lucky enough. Andy was streaming it, and I thought Luco was doing okay in that midfield. I just thought, I agree with people. There was a lot of people offered today, but I certainly don't think Luco was. I think he would probably have been my match. You know, he wouldn't have been like a 7, 8 out of 10, obviously, but he would have been a good. It'd have been a good 6 out of 10 for me today, because there would have been a lot of 4s on there today. The odd 5. Edmondson, quite like Coxie quite rightly said, it was Edmondson's work. Excuse me, it was Edmondson's worst game in a Town shirt by far. And like you quite rightly said, Gov, tongue in cheek, about the coffee club thing, I must admit I watched that and I don't quite enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I think it's very, very good. I think it's very well put together. And I think, you know, players have got to have a certain amount, you know, Gov, they've got to, in their defence, they've got to have a certain amount of downtime. But they have a laugh and a joke and everything. I understand where you're coming from, or your so-called person is coming from, the cynic. But no, they've, you know, I think it's good. You know, it's good for the mental health. It's good for comradeship as regards to squad. Getting together, having a little laugh and a joke. I can't see much wrong with that, Gav, if I'm quite honest. So that, would I ditch that? No. Would I let them do loads of that kind of stuff? No. But you know, a little bit here and there be fine for me. But like I say, you know,
can I just say, Colin, that we've got 35 likes and over 130 people watching on YouTube alone. Colin's curry itself deserves at least 100 likes. So can we get 200 likes on this show, please? Can we get 200 likes? So get liking it. The curry alone deserves 100 that Phoenicia has expertly crafted over. Colin, I'm going to leave you dinner because I don't want you to waste it on a shit show like today's football. Not this one. The football was a shit show. What's in your curry before I let you go? Chicken? Any veg?
Rice and mushrooms and bit of chicken and this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's all full of lovely things. Yeah, it's just a job.
Lovely.
Just a job.
You enjoy it.
Also, can I just lastly say, Gov, please everybody, we've got Accrington coming up, followed by Wimbledon, followed by a difficult trip to Hillsborough, I admit, but especially in those 3 games that we've got left in January. And we can do, and that squad know they can. If we can get 7 points out of 9, that would be acceptable. But we can get 9 points out of 9. And if we got 9 points out of 9, we're back on track. Absolutely back on track.
All right. Love that optimism. And I love you. Look after yourself. Enjoy that curry. Send some my way.
You take care. Love you, Gov.
Look after yourself. I just had to put somebody on a timeout for 5 minutes in the chat. Can we just be wary and watch our language? Certain terms will not be accepted in the chat, please. Don't mind disagreements. That's the whole point of the show. but let's still be mindful of our words and our terminology, please. Leighton Durrant, it's the first time in over 18 months about to do that, Coxie.
I was going to say, yeah, I did see that there. Okay.
Like I don't like some words. I mean, some words I'll say for fun, but some words no. Leighton Durrant, moist. Not a big fan of moist either. Do you know what I mean? Like moist, just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Moist.
I bet Collins Curry's moist. See, already you're thinking, no, I'm not quite sure now. Leighton Durrant, Edmondson's mistake. He just stopped. Literally, Collins just stopped eating. He's that shocked at what I just said. He just literally went. Oh, he was frozen. Edmondson's mistake from another shit pass from Donatian. Matt Stannard likes the coffee club. Safety guy, never mind the curry. What's happening with the way day beers? Sell out all the time. That's what happens when you get involved with talking town. You see, Coxie, things sell out. We get shit moved. We really do. Died dingly long before young Bobby gets mentioned. Yes, he was too fixated on his curry there when he Coxie to mention Bobby Robson.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you reckon?
Curry was.
What? I was going to say, Colin, do you reckon Bobby Robson liked curries?
I would say Bobby. Excuse me. I'd say Bobby Robson was a great curry lover. Yeah, the old.
Stay right there. We'll come back to you in a moment, I'm sure. Enjoy that. One might do this the whole show.
Are you going to bring him in after folk?
Yeah, just when a question presents itself, I might just bring Colin in, see what he thinks. He's our Bobby correspondent. When a question needs answering on the great man, you just bring Colin in. Colin, did he have naan bread written with his curry as well?
I'd say he probably had two.
Oh, hero!
Oh well.
See now, you see the estimation's gone up already. The good doctor. If it ain't, it's dry, Gov. Matt Stannard absolutely 1/2 tops, possibly. Right, we'll finish our player ratings and then we'll sort of bring the show to its climax. Don't forget, you can support us through Ko-Fi or YouTube memberships. All super chats are read out. Bon, what do you give him out of 10 today? Because I thought he was rather quiet.
Yeah, he did quiet today, so yeah, I'll say 5. I think perhaps he didn't get the service, perhaps he didn't work hard enough. Probably the first, yeah.
Okay. 5. And James Norwood got through another game unscathed with injury, which is always pleasing to see.
Yeah, got through the game. Still got a yellow card. The only person who could, like you said, he sort of, he still had to have his gob off, didn't he?
Couldn't believe that.
Yeah, 5 again.
Brenner, James Norwood's been clattered. 5 minutes, literally a couple of seconds later, James Norwood's got a yellow card. Only Norwood could talk himself into a yellow card on where he gets fouled.
After getting fouled, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Jono is having a Chinese for dinner. Did someone say the Norwich word? Says James Robson. Then he says, Jono UK, ain't you got out moist? I hate the word melting pot, says Nathan King. Yeah, melting pot isn't a great word. Frederick, Bolton fan here. I expected Ipswich to beat us easy. Yes, so did we, Frederick. So did we. Shit went wrong. Safety guy. Perhaps they were partying number 10 with a PM. There we go. Chinese. What are you having for your evening meal this evening, Mr. Cox?
We had at lunchtime. We had spaghetti bolognese at lunchtime, which is
what with spaghetti or penna pasta?
Spaghetti.
Oh, I can't stand spaghetti. It's too fiddly.
Yeah.
Nah, it takes too long to eat.
Yeah,
and you get it everywhere. I am an eater. This may surprise a few people. Where literally I just shovel it, like just. Boom. So if I've got to fiddle around with some spaghetti, that's me out. Do you know what I mean? I can't be doing with it. Safety guy. No, sorry, I just read that. Leighton Durrant says, drink. Yes, that is what I'm off to do. Have a drink. We are done. We are dusted for this evening's Fans React show. We hope we have brightened your evening up all morning whenever you're watching this back following a really dismal, poor performance this afternoon that ultimately saw Town succumb to a 2-0 defeat.
Before you go, Gov, are we having a curry update or are we just at one last or is he gone?
Have you finished?
I just had my last mouthful, Coxie and Gov, and I feel as hot as a
Good man, love it. We'll leave it there before he says something.
Hot as a
it just feels hot.
Tune in next week to find out how hot Colin was.
That is our Colin Plum, curry correspondent. David Jones, Bolton are way better than their league position says. They've been battered by injury, COVID. They needed this January window to make some quality signings. They will climb that table now for sure. Crunchers had Tapas. I can't get behind.
Mrs. Moss, must have gone for it there, bless her.
I can't get behind Tapas, Cox.
No, that is
series of small meals. Fuck that. Just give me one big meal.
I'm sure it was very nice what Mrs. Moss cooked, though. But no. Tapas not for me, no.
I reckon Mrs. Moss cooks up a fine tapas. Don't forget, hit the like button, as Rob Smith says. Facebook users got paella. I'm off to see what I've got, following a really disappointing afternoon. But Coxie, I hope we've brightened the evening a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure Colin did with his curry.
Yes, and well, send it my way then, Cruncher. Right, until tomorrow, 1:30, Talking Town, the flagship podcast where we break it all down in full detail. Matt Phillips, Richard Moss, hopefully Kate Riley and myself. But until tomorrow, here's Bricktop. We've hopefully brightened your evening with love, with care, and listen to the lyrics, because maybe they might come true.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.